Hello and welcome to the Creatively Challenged podcast for Monday, December 4th, right?
Sure.
All right. And I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Nolan, and I'm here alongside Mike Stuglis. What's up, man?
It's not good to be back
Why do you say that?
because setting this podcast up was it was like waiting in hell today.
It was a real horror, Ryan.
It was a horror of a podcast?
No, just setting up and figuring everything out
Oh.
with the mic that I currently don't have. And Mike and I are sharing a mic
Yeah.
because I left mine at home after Thanksgiving break.
And it happened. Mistakes are made. We're going to have one more show like this and it'll be good. But let's get into the news.
No, you didn't say my name.
Oh, God. It's Danny Stewart. How you doing?
Well, Ryan, they're making a documentary about the sex robots. We mentioned on this show a couple weeks ago about the sex robots and how they're going to take over.
Uh-huh.
And now they're making a documentary about them. Imagine if you could just like make a custom sex robot and have it look like somebody. Like you could have a sex robot that looks
Yeah.
like Jennifer Garner. And now we're going to get in trouble with Hollywood for sexual assault because I want a sex robot
Yeah.
made out of Jennifer Garner.
Oh, like actually made out of her.
No,
Like they're gonna
if
take
it,
her.
No, if it
Oh.
looks like her, but it's weird that these things can like feel, or people can like feel for them. It's kind of like the plot of Her.
Yeah, in a way. I don't know that like ever having a sex doll is gonna be okay. Like there's still gonna be that stigma,
No,
don't
it's
you
like
think?
a glorified, expensive blow-up doll.
Yeah, and it's still gonna be looked at as weird. I would say,
Do you think it feels like? Do you think it feels like it?
like a person or a plastic thing, like a duck.
Well, what do you think it feels like?
Probably a plastic thing.
I don't know. There's also this new like home robot thing coming out called Jibo, and it has emotions and it looks terrifying and it's coming to stores.
Does it look like a person? What is it?
No, it looks like a thing from like Wall-E. And it's like white. It has like a screen, and it's like an advanced version of like Amazon's Alexa. And like the commercial for it, it has this kid going, "I love you, Jibo," and then it gives a heart back. Like it can feel emotion, Ryan, and it is just not okay.
And then
And
It's
and
like Siri responding to voice commands.
yeah, but like Siri doesn't like say like "I love you" back. Like they just say,
Well, let's figure this out
Okay,
now.
all right.
I got my phone.
Okay.
I love you, Siri.
oh,
Waiting. Or my phone's fucking gay.
That's sweet. Michael Richards.
Oh no.
"Hey Siri, I love you."
You are the wind beneath my wings.
See, that's nice.
Yeah, but
But
that's
it was
not
a
that's
guy
not
that
showing
said
them.
it.
Yeah, but that's not showing emotion.
yeah. Well, the kid's just gonna say on Christmas morning he's gonna have his Jibo. He's gonna be like, "Jibo, I love you," and then Jibo's gonna deploy a shotgun and just kill the family.
He's gonna
it
deploy
is.
his robo
No, but
cock
it can
and
it
fucking-
can recognize faces though. Like in the commercial, it shows like this family, and it can like recognize faces. And like you can ask Jibo like, "Hey, have you seen like Roberta?" And then it'll be like, "Roberta was here 3 hours ago. She went out to the store." Like it's terrifying. Well, if
Like it's
if
in the
you're-
market for this Christmas.
for I think the new year, so like early
Okay.
20, like the first quarter of 2018. But like listeners, go look at the commercial for Jibo. It is terrifying. Don't buy it because that's how they're gonna get you.
Jibo.
Gibo.
I spelled. I'm not even gonna look into it.
Yeah.
That's neat though. I always have, we've talked about it a million times, but I always say like I don't think we ever have to worry about that, like about them killing us. We said it when we were talking about Boston Dynamics.
Not my sound on, but they're gonna get us, Ryan.
We'll see about that.
Yeah. Want to know who else will get you? Allegedly, is Matt Lauer.
Yeah. You want to tell us about that news?
Yeah, so it's an unfortunate more Hollywood allegations come out, and as a movies and entertainment and fun podcast, we feel it'd be an injustice to kind of not talk about some of the bigger ones that are happening. So the other day, NBC Today Show host Matt Lauer is one of the latest of sexual allegations in Hollywood. Apparently, he made sexual advances toward NBC employees. He even had a button installed in his office that can lock doors, and this just isn't fucking okay. And we're not going to go extensively into it because we already discussed how we feel about these allegations. So if you two have any words, small words, short words, what are they?
Because this info came out a few days ago, there's been a bunch of videos on YouTube that I've seen links to where it was just examples where now that we know he was that kind of guy, all these times are instantly way more awkward and weird. So like there were things where he was interviewing like a beautiful Olympian skier and he was just a creep the whole time, and now it's like, oh, this makes sense. You know? That's about it. Mike?
I wanna get in contact with this door locking guy. That's it.
No, remember Ron Swanson in Parks and Rec? He had a door. He had a button that locked his doors, but he wasn't locking people inside. He was locking people out.
So it could be creepy or just
Or Ron
isolation.
Swanson,
Yeah.
Another one was John Lasseter, which was news last week. Ryan and I kind of slashed it from the news because we were kind of having a happy, fun Pixar podcast. And I know John Lasseter is involved with Pixar, but, you know, I guess we were kind of holding off for a Matt Lauer type of situation to happen to mention it. But John Lasseter, a bigwig over at Disney Pixar, creator of Toy Story, has stepped away from Pixar because of alleged sexual allegations with some Pixar employees. And apparently he just kind of give hugs out of context and kisses too, I believe. But he has stepped away from Pixar, but no serious like court related things have happened. He chose to step away. Pixar didn't tell him to step away. So
Yeah.
there's kind of more coming out with that, but it's just a shame because he created one of my all-time favorite movie franchises in Toy Story.
It's sad. I'm sure we're even going to get more of this next week with somebody. Like, it's just week by week now.
Yeah, I mean, like, you and I were bullshitting around the other day, and I was just throwing out random names. I said, like, Jeffrey Tambor, and you're like, he got caught, and he did.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just, you can't hide. You can't hide. And
Yeah.
now we're done talking about sexual allegations.
Now, our next story... Our next story Mike is going to introduce, but again, just like with Star Wars, I am sitting out of the trailers for Avengers Infinity War. And so I'm going to leave the room while they talk about this. I'm going to sit outside the door. You just, scream or something, and I'll come back in. But the floor is yours, gentlemen.
I'm taking the producing chair.
You want the headphones?
Yeah.
The handy-dandy headphones? Yeah. Okay. Be back soon, boys.
The dead phones. The dead phone Stoogless.
So
When Mike was in, oh my God, that is the table
was a
bumping.
rumble.
That's gonna sound terrible on the podcast. But when we were in high school, Mike went by the name Dead Phone because one time his phone was dead, and they said they call me Dead Phone, and then nobody ever called you Dead Phone.
No.
And then our friend Tim was like, I call Dead Phone sometimes, and that's the joke. But that's not what we're talking about.
And no one who heard that finds that funny. Because the context
No,
of the
because-
situation is not funny, but the situation it came up in was funny.
No, inside jokes typically aren't good radio
No.
because people don't get it.
No. Just like showing somebody a video off the mic.
Yeah.
Bad radio. Anyway, there was a Avengers Infinity War trailer. If you
was.
guys don't know what Avengers Infinity War is, it is once again all the Marvel superheroes teaming up to take down a villain. This time the villain is Thanos. And those of you who don't know, Thanos has appeared in Guardians of the Galaxy and quite a few post-credit scenes. And his whole mantra is he's trying to get the Infinity Stones for his gauntlet, and there's a whole backstory behind that. We won't get into that. Watch the fucking trailer if you're interested. What'd you think of the trailer?
Well, I've watched it like 6 times now, and this trailer holds the magnitude that this movie is about to hold. This is the beginning of the end for what Disney Marvel has led up to now for 10 years. We've got shots of anguish. We see heroes in pain. We see like so many things that are just like look like Thanos is just kicking everybody's ass. You know, Captain America has a beard. And apparently he's I don't know where that scene is located, but he's been chilling with Black Panther. So maybe in Wakanda. Maybe Cap is in like a post-credit scene of Black Panther coming in February. Yeah. But we see spider senses. We see
the new metal suit.
We see the Iron Spider suit. This just looks incredible, but the trailer does have that like epitome vibe. Like, this is it. This is the end. Like, this is what we've been building towards. And since Thanos made his first appearance in the post-credit scene of the first Avengers movie from 2012, this, like, Thanos kind of has to be, like, the best movie villain of all time that's not Heath Ledger's Joker. Because, like, the build-up they've had for this guy is impeccable. Like, he basically has to be a good villain. And so far in the trailer, we see him punch the fuck out of Iron Man. Like, Iron Man gets knocked
and
the
he's
fuck
got some
out.
really cool lines.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, he really
sounds menacing.
Yeah,
Brolin's a great choice.
He really does have to be like the best like movie villain of all time.
My one thing is the trailer for Age of Ultron was like this level of good.
Yeah.
And Age of Ultron kind of lied to you in all of its trailers. It was like, oh, this is going to be a really serious Marvel movie. The tone's going to be totally different. No, I don't think. I'm going to be really disappointed if they do that again. But the reason I don't think that'll happen again is because the Russo brothers are doing it, who have done Civil War and Winter Soldier before this, which are the two most serious Marvel movies to date. So I think they're going to continue that tone as well. But I am hesitant. I really hope they don't do the same thing. The action looks great. Yeah, I mean, you touched on all of it. I just am really banking on, because they've said Thanos is basically the main character of this movie because you're following him.
Because you met everybody else.
You met everyone else.
The only characters they really have to introduce are Captain Marvel and Thanos, basically, because everybody else we know. So anybody who goes into this movie like wanting more character development out of the heroes, like, that's not what the movie's going to be about.
What this movie also has going for it is Avengers was special because you saw all, like, what was it, like the major, like 5 or 6 or 7 villains on screen for the first time together. Age of Ultron kind of lacked that a little bit because it was most of the returning characters and the magic wasn't back. This one, you're throwing more characters together, so I feel like it's going to be more like the first one. You're going to have the Guardians with Thor, and the Guardians are inevitably going to meet up with Iron Man. So I think it's going to have that feel again of like the magic from, because the universe has continued to expand, so you're going to see even more heroes coming together.
Right, and now that they have Spider-Man, who is definitely the most iconic Marvel hero and probably, other than Superman, like the most iconic superhero of all time. Like, it's great that Disney Marvel has him because, you know, seeing him interact with more heroes than just Iron Man is going to be fantastic. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. You know, really, the only heroes this movie's missing is like Wolverine and the Fantastic Four, but, you know, can't do Wolverine. That Fox Disney contract fell through, and Fantastic Four, I just feel like you can't make a good movie out of them. So
I think I'd rather see Deadpool over the rest of them.
Yeah, but he, like, think if, like, Fox never made a Fantastic Four movie, or, you know, like, Hugh Jackman wasn't, like, the most iconic superhero actor ever, then if like, Disney Marvel introduced a Wolverine and introduced a Fantastic Four and it worked in this universe, that'd be awesome. Fortunately,
I don't like the Fantastic Four.
I know, like,
I just think they're like a cheaper Avengers, and like kind of on the level of like the Guardians, I guess, just lesser known.
I just really like Human Torch. Johnny Storm is like one of my favorite Marvel heroes, but like they're pivotal in a lot of Marvel storylines, including Infinity War. So like it's just kind of like in the comics. So not having them there, understandable for movie contracts, but it's gonna be fine. This movie's gonna be fantastic. I just have some gripes with the contracts, but you can't have it all. Marvel's been building up this universe for 10 years. We just want this to be the best superhero movie ever, and it very much has the potential, but the fact that the trailer didn't have Pinocchio songs in it is great. So, we'll see what happens when it comes to May.
What's also pretty nuts is there's 2 Infinity War movies.
Right.
So you're going to have 2 movies centered on Thanos.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
2019.
Yeah, so I mean, this is going to be like a 2-parter. It's pretty nuts. Yeah. I wonder how long it's going to be.
Yeah, there's no release time yet, or run time.
Because I feel like the movie's almost going to end with all of them coming together, and they're going to be apart for most of it.
Right. I feel like the Guardians might be in it the least.
Yeah, you see Thor back on Earth, so I think that means they're probably back on Earth, right?
I hope so. I hope they don't just drop them off.
Well, I've said it for a while. I want Quill and Tony Stark to interact.
Yeah.
That's that's the one interaction.
Tony Stark is with Doctor Strange.
That's going to be a good
And
one.
when I watched Doctor Strange, like, Benedict Cumberbatch did such a great job as Stephen Strange. Yeah. Like, he's a very Tony Stark-like character, so that was awesome, and we'll see that. But any final thoughts on the trailer?
No, this is awesome.
Movie's gonna be great. The only Marvel movie in between us and then is Black Panther, and that comes out in February. So I'm sure Black Panther, because there was a big spotlight at the end of the trailer of Cap, Hulk, Iron Man, War Machine, not Thor,
Winter Soldier.
With the Winter Soldier, Black Panther,
I think you got them all. Hulk, did you say Hulk?
Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, and then a bunch of Wakanda warriors like going into battle. So Black Panther might have a lot of hints towards that, whether it's in a post-credit scene or the movie itself. So excited for Black Panther, excited for Infinity War, and that wraps up our discussion about the Infinity War trailer. Watch it if you haven't, and if you already have, watch it 4 more times because it's dope.
Pass me the bullet.
Yeah.
Ryan!
Hey, Ryan! That sounds wonderful.
Hello.
Well, Ryan, we just had a great discussion about the Marvel Infinity War Avengers 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh yeah, I look forward to it. Look forward to it. I haven't seen anything. I think it'll be refreshing. We'll see how that goes with Star Wars.
Tom Holland revealed a poster when he wasn't supposed to on his Instagram the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he get in trouble for that? Like, I mean, what are they gonna do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mark Ruffalo and Anthony Mackie have done it before as well.
No. Well, that's neat. Yeah. What's our next story here?
You're the one with the sheet.
It is me. Dan, you wanted to talk about Daisy Ridley,
I thought that was you.
or Dan wanted to intro it,
All right.
right?
All right.
Well,
I don't know.
in an interview with somebody the other day, Daisy Ridley, who was it with?
The Rolling Stone.
Ah,
The Rolling Stones.
the Rolling Stones. So Mick Jagger actually asked Daisy Ridley this personal question about her career so far in acting, and she mentioned that the end of her character Rey is going to be episode 9. She doesn't want to do any more Star Wars movies with the character Rey past episode 9. So in a couple weeks when The Last Jedi comes out, that's going to be the second movie she's in as Rey, and also the second to last movie she's in as Rey. So I don't know how I feel about this, because she's a great character. Disney loves her, and she's got a lot of potential moving forward as she is like the second. Well, does Padme count as like a huge female protagonist? She wasn't as big. Padme wasn't as big of a female protagonist as Leia was, though.
I'd even say that Jin connected more than fucking Padme did.
Yeah, but regardless, Rey, is a huge character. First, like, female Jedi that's been a main character, and now she's saying that episode 9 is going to be the last movie. I didn't think her Star Wars career was going to only last 3 years, but then again, she's a young actress and she has,
Yeah.
you know, tastes in where she wants to go with her acting career.
So you want her to be in more Star Wars movies?
Well, I thought that kind of what the plan was. You know, I thought that's what they wanted to do, but I guess not. But then this opens up our conversation from like last week or the week before, where Ryan Johnson's trilogy could possibly be like an Old Republic trilogy now. And it could open up to more. So maybe Rey not being in more movies is a good thing, but, you know, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but this character had a lot of potential, and I thought they were going to go forward with like a Finn and Rey and Poe like movies. I don't know.
What's your take on this, Mike?
I think what people are starting to realize, well, if you're paying attention, is all these actors that are the main characters in this new wave of Star Wars movies, they're all really talented, and I get it. I get why Daisy Ridley only wants to do 3 movies. She's going to make a lot of money, and then she's going to want to do other stuff. She's a really talented actress. John Boyega's already getting into stuff. He's going to be in the new Pacific Rim. He was just in Detroit this year. Adam Driver's been nominated for like Emmys and stuff. He's been established for quite some time. He's worked with Martin Scorsese. Gwendolyn Christie, who's Captain Phasma, is in Game of Thrones. So they're all pretty. Oscar Isaac, he's been established for a long time too. So they're all just really talented character actors. So it really doesn't surprise me that they're wanting to explore other things, because I don't see why you'd want to stick too long. I mean, there's a certain point too of overstaying your welcome, and I think she kind of realizes that she's only 25 years old and she has a really long career ahead of her. So
Yeah.
I get it, and I actually like it.
Especially with Star Wars on your resume, like you could do almost anything,
Being
right?
good, not fucking up like Hayden
and-
Christensen.
Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher's entire careers basically became Luke Skywalker and Leia Organa. Harrison Ford was kind of the only of the big 3 in the original trilogy whose career wasn't defined by Star Wars. Han Solo is a big part, but Indiana Jones and you know, I mean, like
Blade Runner now.
Blade Runner and The Fugitive, and I mean, Harrison Ford is a very decorated actor who's done many things, and he's a more recognizable face more than Han Solo. So I can see why John Boyega or Daisy Ridley or Oscar Isaac would kind of want to do more things, but they're already active actors already, so like they're already doing a lot more stuff than they did. So maybe this is just, you know, something to get ahead on and maybe do something differently than the original Big 3 did.
For sure. And I when I see her saying that, I think like good. I want them to do other stuff. I mean, 3 movies hopefully is enough to tell their story, and I want them to do other stuff, like as Dan was mentioning, the Old Republic story. I want to see other Star Wars stories. I don't want them to just do like 5 of these movies with the same characters. Yeah, they could go different places and they could do different things, but I would rather see a different tone and just a different tone.
Right, and think about this, like 1983 Return of the Jedi, that's before a couple years ago, that was like the last Star Wars movie, you know? Like that was it.
Yeah.
So, you know, like it's fine that there's 3 movies to a Star Wars saga, and that's what the actor does with the character. That's fine, you know? So this is kind of a no big deal in a Star Wars realm, and I want them to go ahead and explore more than the Skywalkers.
Absolutely. All right. That's our news then. We didn't really have a lot. Mike, you want to intro our recurring topic?
Oh yeah, our final recurring topic is Desert Island. Just we will have a topic. We will specify it to Desert Island. This week we're doing alcohols. So I'm asking you guys, what is you get 3. I'm going to try to broaden your horizon a little bit because it's really hard to pick from like whiskey or rum or beer. So we're going to do, you could have a desert island of one brand of a type of alcohol. So you get 1 hard alcohol, 1 beer. I know all of us aren't diversified in wine, but fuck it, we'll throw it in there. I will start with you. What would be, and I guess we'll go around the table. So let's start with Desert Island hard alcohol.
Okay. Well, if I'm gonna be trapped on an island, I gotta also think about that. So like, I don't get mixers. Obviously, this is just I have to have it straight, right? I'm on a desert island.
You have to have it straight.
So I'm definitely going to have to pick just regular spiced rum because I can't just like have a bourbon on an island. You know, there's no ice, huh?
Spiced rum is terrible by itself.
That's your opinion.
No,
sir.
there's good ones. There's like high end ones that are like bourbon.
Yeah,
like Plantation.
I happen to enjoy it, and I think I'd just have to go with that merely because I'm on an island. You know
What brand?
I have no preference, I guess, at this point. I haven't had enough high end ones, but I would have a high end one that's easier to drink.
So you'd go with a spiced rum,
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah.
drink it all and say, "Why is the rum gone?"
Yeah, especially thinking of Captain Jack Sparrow on that one.
Yeah.
Dan, what's yours?
I gotta go with Jack Daniels. I mean, there are hard alcohols that I like a lot more than Jack Daniels, but Jack Daniels is old reliable when it comes to just drinking straight and having it on a desert island. Like, I feel like I can't get sick of just Jack. And it's, like I said, it's just old reliable. So if I was stuck on an island, hard alcohol, and there are Jack Daniels bottles on the trees rather than coconuts, then I'm going with Jack Daniels.
It's amazing that they'd never discovered that island yet. You'd be rich if you made it back. You said, "There's an island, guys. We gotta go back."
There's also an island. There's a sex party island. Did you know this?
What?
Yeah. So it was originally near like Colombia, and now Colombia kind of doesn't want to be associated with sex party island. So now they're gonna move more towards like the Caribbean with sex party island, where you can just pay a bunch of money to have sex with hookers and do drugs and drink alcohol.
So is it like a resort or just people go there to sex?
It's rich people go there to have sex, and
Like an
party.
orgy?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Fucking Hollywood.
Is it one of those ones where they have like all masks on and it's all creepy?
I don't know what it is, but I kind of don't want to go there. That doesn't sound like fun.
I wouldn't want to like sit
I
on
don't
the
want to
couches
pay
there.
to have an orgy.
I'm in.
You Mike's in.
I'm in.
All right.
Literally and figuratively.
What's your
So-
liquor?
It's sure as shit not vodka. I mean, get the fuck out of here. There's certain rums that are pretty good, but again, it's not meeting my quality. So I was originally really set on Makers because I think it's obvious. It's what I drink the most.
Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark. Not Maker's 46, the strong stuff. Maker's Mark. Candy, as my dad's friends call it. And then I also thought about Four Roses. They got some really good ones. But I think I'm going to go with Angel's Envy. I really love that bourbon.
And for those that don't know, those are all bourbons, right?
Yeah, they're all bourbons. That one's really good.
Speaking from experience with Angel's Envy, you can certainly drink 3/4 of a bottle.
That was Eagle Rare.
Oh, was it? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, I was very drunk. I didn't even know what I was drinking. But Eagle Rare, yeah. That was... I blacked out in our own apartment. Which is safe, you know? Like, it's safe to
It's the best
black
place
out
to
in
do
your
it.
own... Like, if you were to black out in one location, the best place to do it is in your own apartment.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, I downed a whole bottle, like 3/4 of a bottle like it was water, and that's not safe to do. We're not condoning that.
Well, if you're on an island, what's the loss, really?
Yeah, right.
You're just going to
Yeah, why
end it
not?
all.
So if you're on a desert island, black out on that desert island. Oh, shit. Do you think your blacked out self would try to, like, swim home?
Maybe. Depends on your desperation at that point.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Drowning to death while blacked out? Actually, no. I feel like once you'd hit the water, you'd, like, wake up a little bit. Right? Or no? I don't know.
I can't speak from experience.
Well,
But next, let's move it along to beer. Beer, what's your beer? Is that piss Corona, that Mexican piss
you
water?
know, a lot
that
of
you
people
drink?
like cervezas, Mike. It's a
Fuck
very
that
popular
shit.
thing for a lot of people. It's certainly a lighter beer. But I'd probably go with like a Modelo cerveza. I like those. I'd probably have that with me because it's just refreshing. It's not going to sit with me heavy. I could drink that while I'm wasting away in the sun, and it'd be nice. It'd be a good death. Just having a few.
Have a few Modelos.
Yeah.
Well, mine is Bud Light because it's literally just like fucking water, and I can drink an entire fucking case of it by myself. Whether it be piss or not, I don't personally think it's piss. I can drink a whole fucking case of the sucker, and I can never get tired of it. You know, something like Budweiser is just way too fucking heavy. But Bud Light is just, you know, much like my Jack Daniel's choice for a hard liquor, Bud Light is just old reliable as a beer. And I can just fucking drink a bunch of it, sit there, just get hammered. This is a crazy desert island scenario. Like, you've kind of given up on, like, sending out an SOS. You're just sitting there getting fucking drunk
At that point,
on an
yeah.
island. Like, just an endless supply of Jack and Bud Light and whatever wine I choose. I don't even know wine, so when we get to that, that's just going to be a shit show. Mike, what's your desert island beer?
I'm going with the champagne of beers. You know, as Dan says, he can down an entire fucking case of Bud Light. I can take down a healthy number of High Lifes. One, because I like the flavor. You know, I'm not doing it just because to get hammered. I actually like the taste of a really cold High Life. I find it really refreshing, really tasty, which is rare because I'm not a big beer guy. So yeah, in the hot sun, a nice cold High Life, perfect.
Whatever happened to the Miller High Life guy from their commercials? Is he?
He died.
He's dead.
The
right?
black
He's
guy.
dead.
He died.
What happened?
He was in Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. I think he had like a heart problem.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he had a heart attack.
He's a big guy.
Massive heart attack. Yeah.
Oh,
That sucks.
remember there was like a 1 second Super Bowl ad, and it was just him saying "High Life," and that was it.
He was in an episode of Sunny. He's married to the tranny.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
And the tranny was in Joe Dirt.
it's all connected. What's our next desert island item?
Well, you know, I don't know if Dan and I are versed enough, but I want to ask you, what would you pick
Well, I mean,
for like a wine?
You could just say like red or white.
I'd go
or
red.
something like that.
I'd
Yeah,
go
that's
red.
totally viable.
Yeah.
I'd say a red wine. Like, I don't need to specify with a brand or anything.
You ever had wine, Dan?
Yeah,
I wasn't sure.
I've had wine with you, but like I don't. For our Sunday dinners, like I just don't.
You don't
put it
have
down
them.
like
Yeah,
you guys.
Sure. Like a
wine.
red though.
My grandma drank red, and that's kind of what I've had. When I've had white wine, like I kind of don't like it as much.
It's dry.
Yeah, it's very dry, like and it kind of smells weird. Kind of makes me gag when I smell it too. But red wine's okay. Like if you get the right red wine, like it tastes like alcoholic grape juice. Purple grape juice is better than clear grape juice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Welch's.
But
What do you prefer, Rye? Cab?
I'm starting to come around to those a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I'm still figuring it out.
I like how heavy they are, which
Yeah.
is usually not something people
does
say.
the number on you.
Yeah.
No preference yet. I'm still kind of figuring it out.
Remember? Did you ever watch Arthur?
The library card guy, who's the anteater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before every Arthur episode, there was an ad for Juicy Juice.
Oh yeah, they were like sponsored heavily by
Big
them.
time by Juicy Juice.
He's
And-
still on Juicy Juice, I think.
Is he?
He was on it like when we were in high school. I know that much.
I haven't watched Arthur in a long time.
Hmm.
But LeBron posts all these Arthur like memes, like the fist meme, you know that one?
I don't have Twitter.
Oh. But Arthur makes like a fist, and it's like people have used it for like like an I'm angry meme, and LeBron posted it. LeBron sucks. Fuck LeBron.
People do say that.
So LeBron, we know you're listening. Fuck you. I fucking hate you. You're a fucking candy ass pansy. Fuck. Do you know he just opened a school, like within the same week that he got tossed from an NBA game, just so he tries to like bring back up his image, like, oh, I opened a school. Forget about that. I got tossed.
Well, if he's opening a school, that sounds like it's a months in advance operation.
No,
he
no,
couldn't assemble a school
like,
in a
he
week.
just bought land like today.
Oh, I
Like,
see.
he's
what you're
going to
saying.
open a
It's
school.
like plans.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so he's a fucking.
Maybe it was.
No, he's an ass clown.
Maybe it was. So that's Desert Island.
Rounds out the first desert island.
Sweet.
And this is our fourth monthly recurring fucking what are they called, segments?
Yeah.
So our fourth monthly recurring segment Like we said, so now we're rounding them out. We are doing top fives, would you rather's, underrated, overrated, and desert island. And next week we will be bringing back top fives. And we haven't decided what top five we're going to do, but we're going to have a top five. And once again, we have to promote audience engagement. If you guys have a desert island alcohol, please share it with us. But if you're underage, don't. But do, if you're an underage alcoholic.
That's really not a good place
to
to
be. But we're
be.
not promoting that. But please, light up the comments section. Let us know. Text us. And noise and fun. And it's our 40th episode, and we don't have a movie review this week, do we?
No, we didn't see a movie this week. And so we're blasting away right into the main topic, which is just an open discussion on malls, shopping malls.
Give
Everyone's
the
got one.
context to how we came up with this.
Today, because we didn't have a mic, we went through rush hour in Columbia, Missouri, which is a horrible, horrible thing. The infrastructure cannot handle the load of people out here.
Nor can the psyche of Mike Stugel.
No, and Mike was driving because I forgot my keys, and so wrong guy to be behind the wheel during that time. And Mike was mad. No store has microphones because it's just nobody has microphones.
Except for Target. They just don't have the type of microphone we needed.
Yeah. So here we are, and we had to go into the mall to check for a few of the stores, and I was just thinking about how weird malls are. Like, we were walking by the kiosks, and one of them just sells hermit crabs. It's an odd place. There's always kind of just strange stores in there. And there's always mall staples. Like, they've always got the cookie people. It's always Mrs. Fields or Toll House. And the malls are just some sort of weird convention, and I just wanted to talk about them today. Whenever you hear this. And Mike, you said you hate malls, right?
Yeah.
Why is that? I mean, I don't blame you. I'm the same way.
The parking, the people, and the amount of useless stores. So it really all comes down to just a lot of people, and I hate large crowds to begin with.
Sure.
So, yeah, all those reasons. I do like mall food. I said that while we were in there. I don't know why it's not particularly good. It's all chains, but I always like the seating area and stuff. I just kind of, I don't know. It's a different feel.
Yeah.
I don't know why. There's just something about it that I enjoy. But besides that, like walking to and from stores, there's always a bunch of stupid teenage bitches walking around looking for fucking Victoria's Secret and all that noise. And
You hate that?
you know what? I don't favor people. So that is what bugs me about malls, is just because the large crowds it draws from open to close.
Sure.
They're just always packed to the gills.
It's kind of even stressful being in them. The only
Yeah.
nice thing really is that they just have the stores that you might need to be at a given time. They have like specialized stores that normally aren't out there. But dude, it's a handful, and there's always a crying baby every time you go.
Yeah.
I can't handle it. And I've never been in there on Black Friday, but like, is every mall insane on Black Friday?
I've been to one mall, and one mall only on Black Friday. And people that bring their kids to that is fucking nuts. Like, the amount of people I see bring their kids to fucking shop on Thanksgiving Day at, like, after dinner time, and they've just got strollers of kids. Like, that's nuts. What does the kid need to be doing there? Aren't kids supposed to still be believing in Santa Claus? Mm-hmm. They should, because Santa Claus exists. But, I that just baffles me. Kids, Black Friday, Thanksgiving. No, it's not even Black Friday. Thanksgiving Day, kids at the mall.
Yeah.
But you like malls.
I do like malls.
Why is that?
I just love the social hub. Kind of everything that Mike hates about it, I like about it. I mean, the only mall near our hometown is like 2 towns away. So, that's kind of unfortunate. But, I kind of wish I hung out more at a mall. Because, there are cute girls at a mall, and there's stores. The only reason I ever go out to the mall is because the Apple stores out there, and Apple stores only ever seem to be in malls. But like, you know, they've got good food. It's a fun environment. They've got, you know, I every 2 years they kind of change the stores in there. I wish our mall back home still had a GameStop in it, but the mall down here in Columbia has a GameStop, and that's fun. But like, you know, when they have the right stores, malls are great. I love the social aspect of it, the food. They always seem to have the right stores. You can get clothes. You can get like a massage chair. Yeah, they even have those like as seen on TV stores where you can just get like infomercial stuff. And there's always a Japanese store that just has like shit. like,
Wait, what?
like tiny backpacks with Hello Kitty on them. Like they've got them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And what else? Oh, they've got like sports memorabilia stores. They've got like, you know, like miniature versions of like Bed Bath and Beyond, and then they've got the Bath and Body Works store, and they've got the Lego store, and like you said, the cookie places.
It's all about that
and
cookies.
They've got shoe stores, and they've got hats, and they've got sometimes they've got merry-go-rounds, and not merry-go-rounds, carousels.
Whenever
Merry-go-rounds are the little pinwheel things on playgrounds. Carousels are the big,
Oh, really?
big ones with horses. Yeah.
Oh. The only times like kids just go there because it's like an escape from your parents. Like your parents will drop you off and then you just go goon around.
Yeah.
Like I remember I was one of those kids at one point, and one of the dumb things I did there was I ham-shouldered people, which is we had like a pound of ham lunch meat, and then I would like sneak up by people, just like casually put a slice of ham on their shoulder,
serious?
and then disappear. Yeah, and they were really confused, and it was fun to watch.
What did they like do? What
They
did they say?
They did because they didn't see me because I was gone and I was just observing, and the people would just kind of be like, "What the fuck?" and just like walk to a trash can and put it back.
Right.
And that's about it. But like, would you kind of just kids just went there to do stupid shit? Maybe they didn't put lunch meat on people.
I want to do that still.
It's really fun. It's really fun.
Did you ever get caught?
No. I just would like do it and then just like divert immediately, so it never happened. I only did it maybe twice. But
Here's another positive about malls, though, Ryan, is that we wouldn't have two Paul Blart movies if it weren't for malls. If malls didn't exist, Paul Blart Mall Cop and Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 wouldn't exist.
I could do without them. I could have very much do without.
I don't know. They're pretty good.
Kevin James, man. When's the last time he did anything good? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
He was the voice of the mummy in the Hotel Transylvania.
Exactly. Like King of Queens, sure, but that was long ago. Different time.
I like that that MMA movie. That it was cheesy, but I enjoyed it.
Oh man, what was that called? Whatever. Oh, The Fighter.
It was the
No,
I know.
no.
No, it's not. That's that great movie.
Christian Bale and Mark
Yeah,
Wahlberg.
I know. I was kidding.
Joe Rogan's in it. I know that.
Is he? Now, didn't he get like actually in good shape for that? Like really cut and stuff. That's pretty cool. And then he gained it back, I think. But
I like him in
Yeah.
Chuck and Larry.
that was a fine
That's
film.
a funny movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good.
His son's gay in it, or he's gay in it too.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, his
Or
son's
they
gay.
pretend to be gay.
But his son's actually gay.
His son might be gay, and they just like by the end of the movie they're in support of it.
That's a fun angle.
Yeah.
That kind of broke through.
Jessica Biel's in that movie.
Here Comes the Boom.
That was it. Oh, that was it.
What?
Hitch. He was in Hitch.
Oh yeah,
Hitch is a
a
great
fucking
movie.
Great movie. That came out in 2003. 2005. Ava Mendes is in that movie, and Ryan Gosling gets to go home to her every day.
That's great. But malls, I think you go there so little because it's just like a thing. It's a kind of a social convention, but I think we need them. They've got fun stores in there, and I think a trip every once in a while in moderation, not the worst thing. Even if you're like Mike and don't like the people, you still end up there once or twice a year, I'm sure, right?
Not by choice.
But you end up there, don't you?
Yeah.
Exactly, because we
Yeah.
need them.
Yeah.
That's my case.
That's all true.
That's my case.
That's all true.
Have you ever seen an Apple store That's not in a mall.
In big cities, they've got them, but
Like
that's
yeah,
it. That's
Chicago,
it.
they've got them. They're moving their location off. Of
Ryan
Michigan
Witt
Avenue,
was
actually.
building it.
Oh really?
Guy we know.
Yeah, but
Or putting electricity in it.
He charges up that place?
No,
He
he was-
provides
well,
the
they're mo-
electricity.
They just moved out of Michigan Avenue, and I don't know where they're moving, but wherever they moved, Ryan Witt put in the wires,
power supply.
and
He's powering that
The
place.
wires.
outlets.
It's on its own independent grid off the city of
It's
Chicago.
being run by Ryan Witt.
And he
through
is
his
on a
body.
bicycle and back, and it's got some wires on it.
Have you ever just seen an outlet and wondered what had happened if you stuck a fork in there?
I've seen men try.
Or in a toaster.
And just take it in the bathtub with you and see what.
That's the
hap-
best toy.
Oh shit! Do you know some scientists built the suicide machine?
What?
Jesus.
That's not even audible.
There's a suicide machine, and it's like a pod, and they pump like sleeping gas in there, but it's not like it's permanent sleeping gas. Like it's like you're going in for dental surgery, and then you go to sleep forever.
They made a gas chamber.
Yeah, basically, but it's a suicide machine, and it's going onto the market, and they're reusable machines that you can attach coffins to, and then people are already in a mechanical coffin that they committed suicide.
Where'd you
That
find
can't
this?
possibly be true.
Yeah, there's no way.
I'll look it up.
There's no way.
There
that
is
could-
no fucking way
Hold on,
they're
wait.
selling suicide machines.
Like, where's the market?
No.
What is that?
Yeah. Just buy a fucking gun.
Yeah, because the person that buys it will die. So there's what's the? I guess they got their money.
They have the choice to. You could kill yourself with anything. Like people who buy guns kill themselves with those too.
I think suicide's far too easy for anyone to have to buy a machine for it. Huh.
It's by Elon Musk.
No. The Elon Musk of assisted suicide, whose machine lets you kill yourself anywhere.
Don't read the article.
Philip Nitschke.
Isn't Newsweek just a dumb tabloid kind of thing though?
Yeah, I can find another source.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not questioning your sources.
We're also not condoning it.
Yeah, don't do it.
We need to make that. We
Yeah,
need to
don't
make
do
that
it. Don't even
known.
buy a machine for it.
Oh.
Talk to somebody.
Just don't kill yourself.
Yeah.
Like they sell you they can sell you alcohol. Alcohol is a suicide machine.
Well, I could also buy a dozen loaves of bread and just eat them until I die. I mean, anything
You can
could
choke
kill
on
you
the bread. Anything.
Yeah.
Anything's a suicide machine.
if you want.
So
I mean, that's a
congratulate
dark way to
Philip
look at it.
Nitschke, although this is a very nuanced way of killing yourself.
Yeah.
Like, whatever happened to just hanging yourself and just letting your family members find your legs dangling in the closet?
Jeez.
That's what happens when we don't have movies. Well, is that what we have on malls?
Pretty dark.
That's all I got.
What are other than Apple stores? Are there any other stores that only exist in malls?
I've only seen lids at malls.
Yeah, that's right.
Brookstone. That fun gadget place.
Oh yeah,
It's the best.
Pier 1 Imports.
They have individual stores.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. That's it.
Journeys.
Yeah. Sure.
Hot topic.
Oh God.
Yeah.
They used to be goth, and now it's just pop culture.
Is it?
They sold out. Yeah. You remember they
didn't
used
know
to
that.
sell all goth stuff, and that's all it was. And
Yeah, that's
now-
why I thought it still was.
now it's
But
just like
now
the
they
Doctor Who
sell-
store.
Yeah, like Pop Funkos and
Yeah.
Pokemon shirts.
It's stupid. They sold out, but there isn't any more
Ooh.
goth people. So.
Disney stores are also only in malls.
That too. That too.
Disney stores are dope. Now they're all decked out in Star Wars stuff because we're 2 weeks out of Star Wars.
Good.
We're reviewing Star Wars in 2 weeks.
In episode 42.
2.
That's good.
42, the number of Jackie Robinson, the first Negro man to play in the MLB.
Yeah.
He broke the color barrier.
Well, is that all we have on malls?
Harrison Ford was in that movie. He played R.A. Dickey. Chadwick Boseman was also in that movie. and he played Jackie Robinson.
All right.
And we mentioned them both earlier in this episode.
And that is this week's podcast. Remember that each and every Monday morning we upload to YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes. We've got links to those on our Facebook and Twitter page, which will also be in the description. Any final thoughts?
Recurring segments, they're still happening. We appreciate your support. That's a word. And please interact. We really much appreciate if you interact. If you don't interact, then we're just going to continue doing what we're doing, and you won't be able to correct us or tell us what to do. But we'd love to interact. Please tell us if of your Desert Island stuff, and then if you have a topic of your own that you'd like to hear us talk about, then please let us know. If not, we love you guys anyway.
And as always, thank you for listening.